How's it going, guys? This is Mr. Argueta coming to you. Just wanted to get a video of my introduction. So I wanted to put this out there. First and foremost, I want to apologize for the small delay. So I've been traveling here back and forth to New York the last couple weeks. And of course, as you all know, class started on Monday, the 15th. My intention was to have this video up for you before that. So you should have already seen a video explaining how the class works. And I told you in that video that I was going to put a video where you respond to, well, this is that video. So I didn't have a chance to do it before class started because I had just gotten back from New York, and then I'm leaving today. So today is Tuesday the 16th, and I won't be back till Thursday. I've been doing that flight for about 3 weeks now. So, but let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Argueta. I actually live in Calhoun, Georgia, but originally from the great city of Chicago. I was born and raised there and moved here about 11 years ago. So I came down here as a kind of a step back to relax and take it easy. And my wife and my family and I started a ministry. We started a church in the Calhoun area, a bilingual church. Since then, I have stepped down as a pastor, and I've been teaching for about 7 years here at the college. So let me give you a quick background of who I am and where my experience is from, and I'll give you a little bit about my family and just kind of my personal view. As I mentioned, I came from Chicago. That's where I started my career in actually in school. I went to a school called Northeastern University out of Chicago, but I never finished my degree. I started a business degree there, and I never finished my degree. So I ended up starting a few businesses in my life. One of them was a golf company, a golf manufacturing company. So my family and I went into the golf business. We sold and manufactured golf clubs. That turned into a distribution, sports distribution sort of company, where we basically sold golf equipment from manufacturers on the internet. Several years into that business, a larger business saw us and liked how we structured it and bought the company from us. That put me into the IT business. So I moved from one, I reinvented myself and moved to another one. I moved into the IT business. We also owned a real estate company, an investment company out there with my wife. So we kind of bounced around in different businesses and ventures, and eventually about 11 years ago, we needed to kind of step back and slow down. So we sold our property in Chicago, we bought a property in Georgia, and we kind of reset our lives here in Georgia with my family. And then, as I mentioned, we started a church. So our kids were young at the time. My daughter was 9 going to 10, and my son was 6 going to 7. We basically ended up, just kind of focus on raising them and building the church. And then a couple years after I was here, I said, you know what, let me finish my degree that I started in Chicago, and I went back to school. I ended up going to Dalton. I went there for a couple years. I got my bachelor's out of Dalton State here in Dalton, Georgia. And then I was looking for opportunities, and this came up as an adjunct to work at the school. Since I've had experience in running companies and entrepreneurship and management, this was a perfect fit. So my degree is in management. So I came to work for the college here, and I was adjuncting, and several semesters into it, they said, would you like to come full time? And here we go. So I ended up going back and getting my master's degree, my MBA, from Shorter University, which is in Rome, Georgia. And since basically said, this is what I do for, I guess, everyday living. So I teach. I am the program director for business management, which means that I help design the curriculum that's being used in this with the state standards. Anyhow, that's what I am. So a couple of highlights in my career here. In 2019, I was awarded the Teacher of the Year for the state of Georgia, which was a very humbling experience, very exciting, big recognition, obviously statewide, very grateful for that opportunity. But what ended up happening was soon after I got that award and recognition, that I received that accolade, I ended up getting sick. I got sick and ended up in the hospital for about 6 months, and I had to take some time off and all that good stuff. But then I, came back. I'm doing well, but I still have to deal with a lot of medical things. But anyhow, I don't want to bore you with those details. So let me tell you a little bit about my family. So I have my wife, who's also a teacher. For some of you who live in Dalton, she is a 4th grade teacher at City Park. She's been doing that for about 7 years as well. And she enjoys it. She loves it. She loves the kids there. My son, he is a freshman at Berry College. He lives in Rome, Georgia. He's going to school to be a PA, a physician's assistant, which is the medical track. So he's in a pre-med track. And then my daughter is at UGA, which she lives in Athens, and she's finishing up an early childhood degree. So she's following her mother's pathway. Other than that, I mean, we do love to travel. We travel a lot. We go to Chicago pretty frequently. Yes, I recommend you guys try the Chicago pizza, not the deep dish pizza, which everyone knows Chicago for, but just the regular thin crust pizza. Absolutely delicious. But we do travel quite a bit. My in-laws own a coffee plantation in Honduras, so they're out of Tampa, but they own a coffee plantation in Honduras. So we're hoping to go down there and just kind of spend some time in their what they call hacienda, or their house, or where they live. And my brother-in-law's out of Miami. My sister-in-law's out of Tampa. My entire family's still in Chicago. My heritage background is my parents were both from Guatemala, which is a country in Central America. They came to the United States in the 70s, and I was born in Chicago and raised there till, like I said, a few years back, about 11 years back. My 2 sisters still live out there. My grandmother lives in Chicago. Everybody that's part of my family live in Chicago. So we get back there. You might notice the accent come in and out every now and then. I don't use the term y'all. I use the term yous guys. So forgive me for that. I know some of my southern faithfuls are going to probably find that a little odd. But what else can I tell you about us? We do enjoy hiking. Definitely not in the summer. I'm more of a spring, fall type of hiking type of person. I'm not a water guy. I don't like laying on the beach. I don't like hanging out at the beach. I like moving. So I have obviously a more of a upbeat character. I like to move around and do different things. I'm an extrovert. I love to interact with people and talk and meet with everyone. So I'm looking forward to the semester. This is sort of the format I will use every week to sort of update you on what's going on. Hopefully connect with some of you guys. This is a huge class. So we have about 100 people in this classroom. So just to put in perspective, most of the other classes, they have between 15 and 25. So we are a very large class. Easiest way to get in contact with me is email. That goes straight to my phone. I will answer on the phone most of the time. If I'm not in front of a computer and you need me to jump in, I will tell you, I'll call you back, or I'll get back to you. But most of the time, if it's a quick question, I can just answer it via email and we're good to go. What else can I say? Here's something you need to know. Not my jacket, but you see this is a machine and that's a machine, and I don't think you see the other one, but I'm an avid coffee drinker, and I enjoy good coffee. So as I mentioned, my in-laws are in the coffee business, but I love coffee, and I talk a lot about coffee. Right now, this morning, I had my Nespresso machine that I made a cup of coffee, but I'll probably have about 2 cups a day. But I enjoy good coffee, not just nasty general drip coffee. Normally espressos and different types of lattes. But I'll be talking about coffee probably. So a lot of times you guys tell me what coffee you drink and give me recommendations. That's always important to hear from you. And I love food. I don't know if you can tell, but I love food. I enjoy eating good food. I love good types of food, good different food. So last week I was in New York with my son, and we ate a food from Nepal, which is my first time having that cuisine. Very spicy sauce. They had this puff rice and like a barbecue short ribs. Oh, so good, delicious. But of course, Mexican food, always delicious. Pizza, probably one of my staples. Unfortunately, there is no good pizza in this area. If you know a good pizza place, let me know. I will review it. I will go buy it and tell you what I think based upon years and years of eating good pizza all over the United States. So anyhow, other than that, guys, I'm easily accessible. I'm here for you. It's a pleasure to meet everybody. Please tell me about you. Let's get connected. Let's talk about whatever we can about this and enjoy the class. Hopefully you enjoy it. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.